If I mess one up, what are you doing?
I've still got the kind of clean pile. There's the clean pile, the dirty pile, and the kind of clean.
What are you wearing today?
This is kind of clean.
Oh,
she just bought a whole bunch of like little dividers for right by the washing machine to put her. What do you call those little things that you throw in there? Kids are eating them and stuff.
Pods.
The pods.
Yeah.
So she puts the pods in one thing, and she puts like the dryer stuff in another. Everything is perfect. She's a former school teacher.
What do her
Everything's
baseball
in
cards
place.
look like?
Oh my God, they're Red Sox.
Only Red Sox.
Only Red Sox. You know who her favorite player was? Jim Rice. Her favorite player.
Word. I will give you a clue. There is no Jim Rice in here today. But quiz the Dibbs. We always like to bring out these cards and give Dibbs some clues of these cards to some players that he played with or just any major leaguer. Because it's just crazy how the Major League Baseball player has a memory for baseball.
And you'll see it tomorrow, or you'll hear it tomorrow. Wade Boggs is coming on to talk about the 33-inning game.
1981.
Yep.
40 years ago.
Yep.
He knows not only the 4 for 12 line that he had, but he knows significant moments in the game. Knows what color of socks he was wearing. Everybody wore white socks. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Sluggers, Dibbs.
Okay.
Because we got Pujols chasing 700, and we got Judge Scherz chasing 61. To pull them out. We start easy and we work our way to the 400 level. Let's start off with one of our faves. This is a cool Fleer 1990 card, Dibbs. This man was named to the 10th anniversary Players of the Decade team by Fleer. Now, there's a really
Ken
cool...
Griffey Jr.
No, but that's a great guess.
Well, he was player of the 90s.
Right. This is more of the 80s. And
so he was... All right. Okay.
One of our friends, and his best year in the 80s was 1988. 1987, after the season was over, made this prediction that even though he's never hit 40 home runs, and even though he's never stolen more than 15 bases, he was going to hit 40 and steal 40 in 88.
Jose Canseco. First 40-40 player.
Give him a ding. Give him a ding. Sorry, I didn't get the thumbs up. Yeah. Jose Canseco.
He made that prediction?
He made that prediction. It's all in the back of the card.
He's the man. All right, I got to get him back on.
I love Jose.
He's busy at his car wash in Vegas. Can you imagine you go to get your car washed and the guy sitting over there signing autographs is Canseco, and he's still huge.
And then you're like, no wonders this car wash is all green and yellow like A's colors in Vegas. But it could really work out. Like, think of the foresight.
Oh my God!
Had if the A's go to Vegas.
A's go to Vegas. Oh my God! Gold mine.
All right, this is a little bit harder, but still on the easy tip. And this is another Fleer 1990 special card. It's called Superstar Specials, and it's home runs coast to coast. 2 players are represented on this card, representing the Sluggers of the East and the Sluggers of the West. The Slugger of the East is this gentleman a little bit taller than the Slugger of the West. This gentleman from the East is wearing a Mets uniform. The Slugger
Darryl Strawberry.
The Slugger from the West is wearing a Giants uniform.
What year is this?
This is a 1990 Fleer.
Ooh. Could it be Will Clark?
Oh, man.
Correct!
Look at that. Look at that.
I didn't want to say Kevin Mitchell because I don't know if Mitch was on that team in 90.
Check it out. That might be worth something.
I'm trying to get Will on the show. I'm thrilled. They just retired his 22 with the Giants.
Does Will Clark know that he has fans outside of San Francisco?
Absolutely.
I was a huge Will Clark fan.
Absolutely. He was one of the toughest. I always forget. I mean, I face so many different guys, but, probably the 2 greatest swings ever. 3. I mean, Strawberry was amazing, but Ken Griffey Jr. and Will Clark that I've ever seen. I mean, just natural. And Palmeiro. Palmeiro was amazing, too.
So far, so good here on today's Quiz the Dibbs. Dibbs is all over these Sluggers.
Love all 3 of these dudes. Straw's the best.
I love this guy. I know you do, too. And I've never seen him wearing this uniform. So the rest of the way, these are Sluggers that I've never seen him wearing these uniforms. It's kind of different how you know them. I know this guy more as an Atlanta Brave, but this is a card of him as a Montreal Expo. First baseman, great smile. Just a great smile.
Andres Galarraga.
Wow. Yeah. The big cat.
The big cat. He's the guy that they always would say Dibble loves to face because
Why?
he was like 0 for 14 against me with like 10 strikeouts.
Seems like the nicest dude you'll ever meet.
He is the nicest guy ever. He is the All right, his career though turned around in Colorado because Don Baylor went from the Cardinals. They saw each other with the Cardinals, switched him over, and remember he had the open stance right when he went to Colorado. That was all because of Don Baylor. Because like Don Mattingly, he was having trouble keeping that front shoulder in, being open, get your first movement to close. And that's why Stanton does what he does. His first thing is he's closed already, so he's already taken out one movement in his approach. And Big Cat put up unbelievable numbers with Colorado.
Underrated defender too.
Great defender,
great first
even better
baseman.
person though. You're right. Big Cat was a pussy cat.
He
was a
needs to
sweetheart.
get honored more in Atlanta.
He doesn't. I know.
He doesn't get it, but no one even mentions his name in Atlanta. All right, this guy, I don't know, kind of a fall from grace from this slugger. This is a Rangers car.
Palmeiro.
Hey, look at that.
Palmeiro, 600 home runs, 3,000 hits. Should be a Hall of Famer. Really screwed up his career with the roids at the end. Just, I don't know why. I mean, if you even look at him, that was his build his entire career, like Will Clark. Not muscular, not an athletic build, just an amazing baseball player. I don't know what some of these guys were thinking as they were pushing 40 years old. Other
or
than
the denial, that denial in the hearing.
That's really the downfall because that's what you remember. You don't remember his 20 years of amazing play.
That finger wag.
Yep.
It's that finger wag.
I did not take steroids.
All right, this slugger, controversial slugger as well, for a lot of different things. I have never seen him bunt, and I have a card of him bunting.
Wow.
He's listed as a DH here, and this is looks like a 91 Fleer. No, 91 Leaf. Cleveland Indian. 6'2", 200 from Euclid, Ohio. I did not know he was from Ohio.
Albert Bell?
Wow.
The only reason I didn't know that was Albert Bell until you said Euclid, Ohio. I know that he chased some kids on Halloween with an SUV across some lawns, and that I think was around Cleveland, Ohio. I'll say it was Euclid. I know Kurt will look this up, but that's. And by the way, I gave up a home run to him when he was Joey Bell in the minor leagues. That's still going. He hit it in Nashville over the scoreboard, but it was on its way up as it left the ballpark. That guy, he could hit. He was scary strong. I don't care what anybody says. He could have used a wiffle ball bat and hit in the major leagues. He was that good.
I think that card might be worth something just because he's bunting.
Awesome.
I've never heard of him bunting.
He had the flat flap helmets that he used to wear.
Right.
I mean, that looked like they were crushing your skull, which made him even scarier looking.
I think Vogelbach is wearing those for the Mets right now. Or maybe that's just because his head is extremely huge.
I would love to know his hat size.
Oh, I love this card. I saw this today. I almost don't even want to pass it to you because you might ruin it.
What's the quality?
It's a grade A.
9.5.
It's a niner. It's definitely a niner. It's got a little bend to it, but barely. This is an Angels card of his. I did not know he played for the Angels. It's a Fleer card. I'm in love with his son and the eyes on this guy. I mean, when he looks at you in the eyes, your heart just melts. Big time slugger. I did not know him until he was a Colorado Rocky. This is an Angels card of him, though.
Dante Bichette?
Correct! Gosh, Dante. What a looker.
Oh, what a stud muffin this guy was. Oh, and he doesn't even have long hair in this picture. You got to get a Rockies card.
That's
Look at that.
Clean-cut Dante
That is
Bichette.
a clean-cut Dante Bichette. What a baby he is.
Oh, you dropped it. You just ran over it with your chair.
How did you do that?
I didn't run over it with my chair. But
It's now gone from a grade 9
look at
to
how
a
red
5.
you are. You really do.
No!
I'll get you a new one. I have a good card place down in Southern California. I'm sorry. So these guys, all right, I got to tell you this quick card shop story. So every time I go in there, they know who I am. This
Local? Is it in
yeah,
Connecticut?
it's local. It's like down by Danbury. And these guys are such sweethearts. And because now we're buying like football cards and everything for our friends, kids, and stuff that collect all that stuff. Cool. And every time I go in there, the older gentleman, he saves me Reds cards. I mean, he's older, and I have to take them.
New Reds or old Reds?
No, old Reds.
Okay.
Like 70s Reds. And, then they're not like mint condition cards and stuff, so I take them home. And
no Pete Roses?
He gives me Pete Roses. He gives me everybody. He'll give me like Cesar Geronimo ones and, Sparky Anderson and just, obscure ones. Raleigh Eastwick. And just anything he finds like in these old packs when he's going through our Reds. He gives them to me, and it's just awesome. I love people. All
right, Kurt says we're winding it down. Do I got time for one more? I got one more really good one, just because I love this guy a lot. And I knew he played for the Padres, but I don't think he played very long. Again, I didn't know him when he played for the Padres. This is another 1991 Leaf card. This is a defensive picture of this slugger where he is wearing the flips, is wearing the Ryan Sambo flipped up glasses. I didn't know that he wore those either. But we thought that his nephew may have been playing receiver for Utah State when UConn was playing them. Also,
Fred McGriff.
Yeah,
Fred. You asked too much of a tip.
I know, that was a good tip.
Yeah, that was a great tip. I was going Jack Clark.
Ooh, I did have a Jack Clark.
Before you gave me that one.
Jack Clark was a Padre?
Absolutely. Yeah, I faced all these guys when they were on different teams. Like Jack was on the Cardinals, but he was on the Padres before he was a Cardinal.
I think this is Tom Amansky era.
Yeah, no, this is Crime Dog. All right, so Crime Dog went to the Blue Jays in the Robbie Alomar trade. So Robbie Alomar and Joe Carter went to the Padres. So it's like I can't remember who went with Fred, but so when they went though, it was like, oh. And now I get Roberto Alomar, my Puerto Rican teammate when I played in Puerto Rico, and Joe Carter. Joe Carter was a monster, and that's when he was hitting 30 homers a year and 100 RBI, and nobody knew who he was. I mean, it was absolutely absurd how good Joe Carter was. You talk about underrated, like Andres Galarraga,
right?
Joe Carter. Joe Carter is my guy for like 10 years. One of the most underrated players in baseball history.
Yep. I had a Toronto Blue Jay, Joe Carter. I wanted to throw it in the mix here, but I thought it'd be too easy, even though that you totally aced today. Is this your first perfect? Is this the first perfect quiz the Dibbs?
It might be.
What that gold star?
I know my Sluggers.
You do. You know your Sluggers. There we go. Extra sound.
Yeah.
Extra sound.
Yes. I win the extra sound. I love it.